Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. If you are new here, you are welcome, and to my returning subscribers, I love you so much. In today's video, we'll be making this wide leg palazzo trouser with elastic waistband, side pocket and rope. Making this wide leg palazzo trouser with this Ankara fabric that I have here with me, and of course you can make this with any fabric of your choice. I have my fabric folded into two for my front piece. So for the folding, I divided my hips into 4. Whatever you get, add extra 8 inches for the wideness. You can do 7 or 8 inches, but I think 8 inches is very okay. So after folding my fabric, I'll go ahead to draw my starting line. I'll be making use of 1.5 inches of elastic. On my starting line, I'll place my tape like so and take my full measurement. Like I'll be minusing the 1.5 inch for my elastic and I will take my full length. My full length is 42 inches, but I'll be adding extra 2 inches for the folding allowance, so making it 44 inches. I'll go ahead now and mark my 44 inches. Placing my tape, minusing the 1.5 inches, I will take my hip measurements. My hip measurement is 10 inches, so I'll go ahead to input it there. I will also go ahead to take my crouch length. To get your crouch length, you're going to divide your hip into 4 and you're going to plus 1 inch, like divide your hip into 4 plus 1 inch. That's how you are going to get your crouch length. For high-waisted pants, I will advise you add 1.5 or 2 inches for the crouch length. Like if you get your hip measurements, add extra 1.5 inches or 2 inches so that it will not be too tight when you pull your trouser on your waist area. I'm going ahead now to impute my hip measurements and I'll be dividing my hip into 4. So what I have 9.5, so I will add extra 4 inches, like extra 4 inches. When you get your hip measurements, add extra 4 inches and mark it like so. I will take what I have on my hip area and I will extend it to my waist and my crouch length. So now I'll be taking my crouch extension. For you to get your crouch extension, divide your hip into 4 and divide it again into 4, and whatever you have, you put it there. So mine is 2.5, so I'll go ahead and input what I have. And I will connect it like so. I will be taking exactly what I have at this crouch area and I'll be taking it down to the full length. And I will connect it with a straight line down to the full length. So at this point, I will be taking exactly the same thing that I have at the full length to this particular side, so I can be able to connect a very straight line. Just the exact thing, the exact measurement that you have at your full length, just take it here as well so that you can be able to get a very straight line. I am simply taking these measurements because I don't have that straight ruler, but if you have it, there will be no need for you to be taking extra inches from that area. Just connect your lines together. Or you can simply make use of your free hand, just like you see me doing. And I'll go ahead to cut it out. So for my back piece, I'll fold my fabric into 2 and take one of the front side and place it on this fabric like so. Making sure to leave at least 2 to 3 inches at the top area. At the crouch area, 2 to 3 inches is also okay for the back piece. At the crouch area for my back piece, I'll be taking 2 inches. At the hip area, I will also be taking 2 inches. At my waist area as well, I'll be taking 2 inches. At this waist point, I will also be going up by 2 inches. I'll be connecting my lines like so. I brought my camera a little bit closer so that we can see a clear view of how our back is looking like. and I'll be slanting it to meet the other side of the waist. And by the sides like this, I'll be also extending it by 2 inches down to the full length. So by the side like this, I'll be cutting out exactly what I have on the front side. So for my pocket, I'll be folding my fabric into 2 and I will mark out 1 inch like so. And from this 1 inch, I will come down by 7 inches. I'll place my hand in between the lines from the starting line to the 7 inches I marked earlier. So I'll place my hand like so and mark out what I have there. I have 4 pieces for my pockets. I'll be joining my crouch areas, both the front and the back. I'll be joining the back separate and the front separate. And I'll be joining it with 1/2 inch. And after joining them, this is what I have. I'm going ahead now to attach my pockets. And I'll be coming down by 1 inch. I'll be using this 1 inch to attach the band at the waist area. I'll be placing my pockets like so, right side facing right, and starting from the 1 inch that I marked earlier, I will be placing my pocket like so. And I'll be placing my pocket like so at the 4 sides of my trouser, both for the back piece and the front piece. I'll be stitching down my pocket with 1/2 inch. So after stitching my pocket with 1/2 inch, this is how it's looking like. I'll go ahead to bring my back piece and place it on my front, and I'll be aligning the pockets. Though the back side is bigger, but you make sure that you align the pocket so that the front and the back pockets will align together like so. I'll go ahead and do the same at the other side, and I will take it to my machine and run a stitch all the way down. So when sewing your pocket down, just follow the way I'm showing you guys right now so that you can be able to achieve the same results. After stitching our pockets down, this is what I have, and as we can see, we still have our 1 inch for the attachment of our band. I have also gone ahead to stitch down my crouch area, and I did so with 1/2 inch. For the waist part, go ahead and measure what you have around your waist, and whatever you have, that is what you'll be cutting your band. So for my waist, I have 57.5 inches, so I'll go ahead now to cut out my band, and I'll be cutting 4 inches. Remember, our elastic is 1.5, so I'll go ahead to do 4 inches because when we fold it into 2, it's going to be 2 inches, and I'll be using 1/2 inch to sew it to my waist. I have my band here and it's 57.5, but I went ahead to add extra 1/2 inch so I can be able to close it. From the starting point of my band, I will be closing from the top to 1 inch, then I will leave 1.5 inch in between, and from that 1.5 that I left in the in between, I will then close it up like so. Like I'll be sewing 1 inch from up to 1 inch, then I will leave 1.5 inch in between and then close the end. So after stitching it down, this is what you will have. The center will be open. That 1.5 inch that you left in between, it will be open like so. And then I will go ahead and run a stitch to hold the edges down. So this is how it's looking like. I have my opening in between, and I'll go ahead to place it front facing front. So from the center of my band, the place I stitched down, I will place it on top of my front, the crouch area, that the center of my front, and I will stitch it down like this. After stitching down your band, this is what mine is looking like, and I have my opening here where I will be passing my elastic. I have my elastic here, so what I'll be doing is I'll be minusing 5 inches from my waist measurements, and that is how I'll be cutting my elastic. Minus 4 inches from your actual waist measurements. This is what I have after inserting my elastic. I'll be placing my elastic one on top of the other, and I will stitch it down like this. So at this point, make sure your elastic is straight inside. No, it should not be folding inside. Now, if you want your trouser to have this professional look, so from this your starting line, from this place that I placed my tape right now, you're going to come down by 1/2 inch and you're going to sew it round. And when sewing it, you're going to be stretching out your elastic when sewing it. So you will be coming up as well from your waistband. From the place you join your band to your waist, you're going to come up by 1/2 inch and you're going to as well sew it round, leaving that space that we left earlier. You're going to leave that space so that you can be able to pass in your rope. But of course, this is optional. If you want to do it like this, it is still fine, but I will not be doing it for my own trouser. So if you want to go ahead and do it, this is how you're going to do it, and you're going to have that professional look. So if you have watched up to this point, please don't forget to like, subscribe and share this video. So I'll be inserting my rope, and we have come to the end of this video, and I'll be folding my hemming part with the 2 inches that I added earlier. And this is what our trouser is looking like right now, and of course I will see you again in my next video. Bye.